Hello, this is Tejas Thakur. I am the head of sales training at Kotak Mahindra Asset Management Company. I take care of trainings for the distribution channel for the entire country. In the last 3 years, I've conducted several training programs across the country, which many of you must have already attended. We at Kotak Mutual Funds have launched ProStart, a learning platform using video modules where the mantra is learn anywhere, anytime. We have launched 3 video modules till now. The first one was on financial planning, the second on social media marketing, and the last one was on understanding risks in mutual funds. I'm very excited to present our fourth video learning module, and the topic is taxation in mutual funds. At Kotak, we give our best to take the training initiatives in the mutual fund industry to the next level. The purpose is to equip IFAs with tools and to provide awareness on gap areas. With both these things, you will be equipped to offer better advisory to your clients. It will help you take your business to the next level. Let me tell you more about our approach. This module is further divided into subtopics. Each subtopic is covered in the individual videos. This is a short module comprising of 2 videos of approximately 9 minutes each. These videos will be released once in a week. What you have to do? Well, nothing much. You have to just watch these videos as soon as they are released and complete the series of 2 videos and you complete the program. As soon as you complete watching the entire program, you will be awarded a course completion certificate from our side. Now let me give you an overview about this module which focuses on taxation in mutual funds. You'll agree with me that taxation is a critical aspect of mutual funds as the gross returns and the post-tax returns are different when you invest in different mutual fund schemes. The factors to be considered need to be clearly understood to arrive at the tax incidence figures. We will try and understand things much more in details in the upcoming videos. Let us now begin with this module, that is taxation in mutual funds. Parameters under consideration. Let us now understand the parameters to be considered while arriving at the tax incidence for a mutual fund investor. The first parameter is asset class. We have to keep in mind that tax calculation is different when investors invest in different asset classes through mutual funds. The second parameter is holding period. 2 things need to be remembered here. First, based on the holding period, that is how long the customer is holding on to the mutual fund investment, the gain in that particular investment will be termed either as STCG, that is short-term capital gains, or LTCG, that is long-term capital gains. Second, the definition of STCG and LTCG varies according to the asset classes where the investments have been made. The third parameter is tax rate. Tax rates have been specifically prescribed in the Income Tax Act for various investments in the mutual fund segment. The fourth parameter is indexation benefit. The concept of indexation has been introduced in some investment categories. The objective is to adjust the purchase price to the current time for inflation. We will go through examples in future videos to understand this better. The final parameter is TDS or payable later. For some investments, there is tax deduction at source or TDS, while for some tax needs to be paid at a later date. Now that we have seen different parameters to be considered, let us go through each one of them in details. Equity mutual funds. In equity mutual funds, a holding period of less than or equal to 12 months is considered as short term, while a holding period of more than 12 months is considered as long term. For equity mutual funds with a holding period of less than or equal to 12 months, the gains are taxed at a flat rate of 15%. When equity mutual funds are redeemed after a holding period of more than 12 months, the long-term capital gains up to 1 lakh rupees are tax-free, while the long-term capital gains in excess of 1 lakh is taxed at 10% without indexation. Let us understand this better with an example. Your client has purchased equity mutual fund of rupees 1 lakh on 1st January 2008. We have created 3 cases here to explain these scenarios. Case number 1. The client has redeemed 100% of his investment on 1st August at the rate of 1.50 lakhs. As the holding period is less than 1 year, it will be considered as STCG. And the STCG here is 50,000 rupees. The tax rate is 15% flat, hence the tax liability will be 7,500 rupees. Case 2. The client has redeemed 100% of his investments on 1st August 2019 at 1.75 lakh rupees. As the holding period is more than 1 year, it will be considered as long term. Hence, the LTCG will be 75,000. But since it is less than 1 lakh rupees, the tax liability will be 0. Case 3. The client has redeemed 100% of his investments on 1st August 2019 at 2.25 lakh rupees. As the holding period is more than 1 year, it will be considered as long term. Here, the LTCG will be 1.25 lakh rupees. As it is more than 1 lakh rupees, the gains will be taxed at 10% without indexation on the amount in excess of 1 lakh. And hence, the tax liability here will be 2,500 rupees. Thus, we can see that the tax liability is different in all the 3 cases mentioned above. Debt mutual funds. In debt mutual funds, a holding period of less than or equal to 36 months is considered as short term, while a holding period of more than 36 months is considered as long term. For debt mutual funds with a holding period of less than or equal to 36 months, the gains are taxed at a rate which is equal to the income tax slab rate for that particular investor. When debt mutual funds are redeemed after a holding period of more than 36 months, the long-term capital gains are taxed at a rate of 20% with indexation. We will understand indexation calculations in details in the slides going forward. Balanced mutual funds. Balanced mutual funds are those which have 65% exposure in equity. For taxation purpose, they are treated exactly in the same way as non-tax saving equity funds. Grandfathering clause. What is grandfathering clause? It is an exemption that allows individuals to continue with activities that were approved before the implementation of new rules, regulations or laws. The concept of grandfathering is a general concept. If grandfathering is applicable, it means an exemption is provided to individuals to continue doing certain activities which they were doing before the law was implemented, even now after the law has been implemented. Grandfathering has been made applicable to long-term capital gains. According to it, from 1st April 2018, long-term capital gains in excess of 1 lakh shall be taxable at 10%. This means that from 1st April 2018, when an investor redeems his investments in equity mutual funds, he is taxed at the rate of 10% on long-term capital gains, which are in the excess of 1 lakh rupees per year. The cost of units acquired prior to 1st February 2018 and sold on or after 1st April 2018 will be computed as under: higher of cost of acquisition or lower of final maturity value of the asset as of 31st January 2018 or full value of consideration occurring as a result of transfer. Let us understand this better with an example. We have 4 scenarios here. Case 1. The cost of acquisition, the maturity value of the asset as of 31st January 2018 and the final consideration value at the time of transfer are 1 lakh, 1.25 lakhs and 1.5 lakhs respectively. The final computed value will be 1.25 lakh rupees. Case 2. If the cost of acquisition, the maturity value of the asset as of 31st Jan 2018 and the final consideration value at the time of transfer are 1 lakh, 1.25 lakhs and 1.20 lakhs respectively, the final computed value will be 1.20 lakhs. Case 3. If the cost of acquisition, the maturity value of the asset as of 31st January 2018 and the final consideration value at the time of transfer are 1 lakh, 80,000 and 90,000 respectively. The final computed value will be 1 lakh rupees. Case 4. If the cost of acquisition, maturity value of the asset as of 31st Jan 2018, final consideration value at the time of transfer are 1 lakh, 80,000 and 75,000 respectively, the final computed value will be 1 lakh rupees. Thank you so much for viewing this video on taxation. The next video will be our concluding video for this module, so please do not miss it. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.